Hi! It's that time again. We have made it. We have made it to 1989. And what happens in 1989? Well, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And by that happens in 1989, I mean that it takes place in the 30s. Because we are back. We are back to the good old days when... What do you do if you need a villain in your movie? Well, depending on your time frame, you have a few options. One option, if you're during the Red Scare era, everything's the Russians. The Russians are the enemy. They're the villains. That's who we go to, whether it's Rocky or any of a host of other movies in that era. But Indiana Jones had a different target. Indiana Jones is always the Nazis. The Nazis are the bad guys. And it's nice to have an era where... Okay, that's quite enough. Thank you very much. No, stop that. Thank you. It's nice to have the opportunity to have just an unabashedly evil villain. There's not a lot of nuance to these people. These aren't, oh, well, these are the good Nazis who had childhood trauma, so they're just kind of mean. It's like, no, they're Nazis. They're the bad guys. Also, Indiana Jones is kind of a bad guy if you pay any attention to the actual canon and what this whole thing is about. He's just like, wait a second, so what does he do? He goes around stealing, like, sacred idols from native tribes. It's like, that's the sort of behavior that we don't tend to condone these days. Also, fun fact, if you weren't aware of this, and this is actually not from Last Crusade, but this was from Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know that scene where he goes and he wants to get a medallion that is held by, what's her name, Marion? Like, he worked with her father before, and so on and so forth, and she's pissed off at him. And she, like, at one point yells at him, I was a child, I didn't know any better. It's like, yeah, that's because they had a romantic relationship. While she was underage, and he was like her professor, so he was in a position of authority, and he abused that authority, and she was underage, so Indy's, not a great guy, it turns out, between the stealing artifacts from their rightful owners, and the abuse of position and minors. He's really not that big a hero, but you know what can make anyone a hero? You put him against the Nazis. And that's how Indiana Jones is still the hero, despite all of his problems. That said, so this game comes with two main manuals. So, some of the other games we played had like one technical manual and reference card, and then one like plot manual and things of that nature. So, Indiana Jones, it comes with this reference card, which is only 4 pages long. Which just has, like, how do you start the game? Things that you can do in, like, the first room, hotkeys, and how to fight, and everything. So we're going to go through this because it's only 4 pages. And then, the more, we'll say, plot-like one, the more flavor one, is that if you recall the movie, the big, like, hint book that they were using to track down the Grail was his father's diary. This diary, which is all written in script. Now this one, as we can see up here, 66 pages! We will not be reading through this entire thing. Now, I believe there are certain pages that we're going to need to use at some point in order to solve puzzles. Like some of these diagrams we probably need in order to solve puzzles later. So we're going to do a quick browse through of this. But we are not going to read all 66 pages. Like, see, this is probably something important. That we know these. Also, for some reason, Good Old Games did not have the soundtrack available for download, so we do have it playing through YouTube at the moment, which is why it popped up ads at us a little bit ago. But once we're through looking at manuals, we will look at our what? We'll just use the in-game stuff. Okay, so back to the quick reference sheet. Okay. About Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the graphic adventure, you direct the actions of Indy, and occasionally his father Henry, in a quest to recover the Holy Grail. Although in many cases you will be able to duplicate the course that Indy took in the movie, at other times you will find alternatives and unfamiliar locations before you. Challenge yourself to learn to think, react, and fight like Indiana Jones to succeed while confronting the unknown. To help you solve the game's dozens of puzzles, we've included a copy of Henry Jones's Grail Diary. This is the diary that Indy's father used to record research and rumors about the Grail. It contains many helpful clues, and using it will be the only reliable way to choose true Grail at the end of your journey. We've also included a special translation table that Indy uses to help him translate ancient inscriptions. There are several critical points where you must make the correct translation to proceed. If this is your first computer adventure game, be prepared for an entertaining challenge. Be patient, even if it takes a while to figure out some of the puzzle. If you get stuck, you might need to solve another puzzle first, or find and use an object. But hang in there and use your imagination, and you will guide Indy to the Grail. Right? How to run, that's fine. Things to try in the gym. It starts out you off in the gym. Close the door to the hallway. Select close from the verbs, then click on the door to the hallway, creating the sentence, close door. Click again on the door to execute the sentence. Indy will walk over to the door and close it. Notice the switch on the wall that was hidden by the door. Ring the bell by the side of the boxing ring for the sentence, use mallet on bell. First, place your cursor over the use verb and click once. Use now appears on the sentence line. Second, place the cursor over the mallet next to the bell. Click once, creating the sentence, use mallet with. Third, select the bell by moving your cursor over the object in the animation window. By double-clicking on the bell, you can complete the sentence and execute it at the same time. Notice that Indy was smart enough to pick up the mallet first. See, this is a big advantage over the last adventure game we played, which was King's Quest IV, where there was basically no pathfinding, and you would tell it to do something, and it's just like, I know you told me to play that piano, but you're standing on the wrong side of the piano bench, so we're going to have you manually move to the other side of the piano bench and give us that same command again. Whereas here, they've advanced. It's just like, if I say use mallet on bell, it'll be like, okay, move to mallet, pick up mallet, move to bell, use mallet on bell. It will figure out the intermediate ones, which is good. Turn off the lights. Read the sign over the locker room entrance by clicking once on look and twice on the sign. Indy will walk over and tell you what the sign says. Open the door to the hallway, you should be able to do that by now, and walk out into the college hall to find some new things to do. Finding Indy's office should be a good place to start. Alright, so, function keys. Save or load game, F5. Escape to skip. F8 to restart. Pause is spacebar. We have greater than and less than to speed up or slow down. We can turn off sound. And we can turn mouse on and we can exit game. Talking to characters. If there is someone worth talking to nearby, the talk verb will be highlighted in a bright color. Oh, see? It's even more user-friendly like that. At all the times, the verb will appear dim, showing that there is no one you need to talk to. When you click on the talk verb, talk to will appear in the sentence line. Just click on the person you want to talk to, and if it is possible to talk to them, their name will appear. Another click will start the conversation. In a conversation, you will have to select what Indy, or Henry, says from among the possible phrases at the bottom of the screen. Just click on the phrase you'd like to say to the... Just click on the phrase you'd like to have the character say. Choose carefully. Indy is often in situations in which a few indiscreet words will land him in trouble. In addition to the possible phrases, sometimes you have the option to offer an object, or throw a punch. Throwing a punch puts Indy directly into a fight, see below. Offering an object will give you access to the objects in the character's inventory. You can then choose an object to offer, or change your mind and return to the conversation. Right? Fighting. Sometimes you may choose fists over wits. Since many adventure game players prefer solving puzzles to testing their reflexes, we've provided opportunities for you to steer Indy around any and all fighting, if you're clever enough. Still, just as in the movie, it often seems harder to outsmart someone than just to haul off and wallop him. Since Indy is a physical kind of guy, we've provided a way to do just that. When you're in a conversation with someone, if appropriate, you'll have the option to throw a punch. Clicking on this will start a fight sequence. In addition, if Indy is in a dangerous spot, and he usually is, many of his choices could lead to a fight. Notice the displays for health and punch power, both for Indy and below that for his opponent. The health display consists of a bar shown in two colors. The leftmost color shows Indy's vitality. The rightmost color represents Indy's energy. As he is hit, his energy will go down. After his energy is gone, further punches will decrease his vitality. When that is gone, he will be knocked unconscious. If Indy is allowed to rest while fighting, his energy will gradually increase until it matches his current vitality. But his vitality can only be increased outside of fights, by finding the proper item to heal his wounds. Punch power display shows how powerful Indy's swing will be. Each time Indy tries to hit, he'll put all his punch power into the swing. Then the punch power will take a few moments to build back up to its maximum. If you have Indy swing again too quickly, he will not hit with his maximum power. Of course, it may be more important to keep your enemy off balance than to hit for maximum effect. Indy can punch high, middle, or low to try to get past his opponent's defenses. Which reminds me a whole lot of not just fighting games, but of the dueling system in Pirates that we played a couple weeks back, where the fencing, you had your thrust and your slash, and those could all be high, medium, or low. And those all had different ranges and speeds they would go at. So we'll see how similar this is. A lot of games tend to mimic each other, and we'll find out how close it is. Each enemy has his own individual strengths and weaknesses. Indy also has some defensive moves. His opponents will often set their fists a moment before they try to punch. If you watch for this and have Indy block at the same level, high, middle, or low, he will successfully block the punch. This will tire the enemy. Stop that.
Build a website.
Not you. This will tire the enemy without harming Indy. Also, Indy can step back to increase the distance between him and his opponent. This can be used to buy a little time for Indy to recover some of his punch power and energy. Use the keyboard to control Indy during a fight. If Indy is too far from his opponent to land a blow, you can make him step forward by pressing any of the punch keys. Navigating through mazes. At times, Indy will find himself in unfamiliar territory. You will be controlling him from a distant, top-down perspective. You will only be able to see as far as Indy can see. Just click on the spot you want Indy to go to, and he will walk there. There you may encounter dangerous enemies. If you cannot run from them, you will find yourself in a close-up view and an opportunity to talk or fight your way out of trouble. If you see a door you would like to open, or a room, click on it, and you will find yourself next to the door or in the room. So, what are our controls? Indy is on the left, Indy is on the right. So, basically, we have our number pad, and toward the opponent are your attacks, middle are your blocks, and back are stepping back. Got it. Very straightforward controls. I appreciate the straightforward controls. In the biplane. Eventually, you will end up in a biplane fleeing Germany. You, as Indy, are controlling the movement of the plane. Your father is manning its machine gun. He's not a very good shot, so you'll have to keep the plane steady if you want him to hit anything at all. Don't let the enemy planes fly directly behind you for long, or they will shoot you down. The longer you stay in the air, the farther you'll get in your escape from Germany. Alright, so what are the controls? Again, we're on our number pad. We can fly... Alright, so the controls are as if we are looking at the plane from behind. So we can go up, down, left, right, to the corners, or just straight with 5. Okay? Grail Diary. Henry Jones kept track of his own lifelong search for the Holy Grail in the diary. It covers the detective work Henry did to find the clues to the Grail and includes a number of different accounts, each with a unique description of the Grail. Scattered throughout your quest for the Grail, you will find clues that will help you determine which of these accounts is the correct one. You should have a good idea of what the Grail looks like by the time you reach it. Part of the Grail diary is included within the computer game, and you must find this diary before you can find the catacombs in Venice. By constructing the sentence, Open Grail Diary, or Look Grail Diary, you can look at the diary when it is in his inventory. If there is a reference needed to help with your current situation, it will be shown on the screen. Oh, cool. So we don't have to go... So when we get to a puzzle that needs the diary, we don't need to open up the menu and try to scroll through the 66 pages to find, like, oh, okay, where's our diagram that we need? Okay, is there a diagram anywhere? Okay, so if I need to know these, I'll just be able to look at them in-game. It'll skip me right to the page that we need. So that's good to know. Where were we? Indie quotient, or IQ. When you watch a movie and the hero does something you know is stupid or dangerous, have you ever wished you could make him try something different? This is your chance. With our indie game, you are the one making the decisions. We want you to have the chance to actually be Indiana Jones, not just follow a script. You can improve on the choices Indy made on the big screen, and you can see how well you've done. When you call up the Saves load screen, you'll notice a display in the upper right corner for IQ. There are 2 numbers there, labeled Episode and Series. Since there are many paths in the Holy Grail, and not all of them are equally difficult, we have added the IQ rating to let you measure how well you are playing the role of Indiana Jones. Your Episode IQ measures how well you're doing in the current game. Your Series IQ measures how well you've done in all the games you've played to that point in time. You score IQ points when you solve puzzles, get past obstacles, or find important objects. When there are several solutions to a problem, you will only score once for solving it in that particular episode. If you complete the game, then go back and solve the same puzzle a different way, you will get additional IQ points in your series total. The maximum possible score for the full series is 800. Your series points are saved when you finish a game, save a game, or load a game. When you start a new game, you will have no series points until you load or save a game. So, this is something I actually read about a little bit beforehand. This is essentially one of the first adventure games to really try to offer replayability. If you paid attention when we were playing King's Quest IV, and the fact that we did end up using a walkthrough for it, after, we spent the first hour or so trying to figure stuff out on our own, and then we moved to a walkthrough so we could actually progress it at a decent pace. That also has a score. I believe King's Quest IV was like 230. And by just following that walkthrough on the one playthrough, we got 230 out of 230. But that doesn't leave a lot of room for replayability. So they put in this indie quotient system, so it's just like, not only are we going to give you optional or multiple different options for how to get past certain points in games, like actually have alternatives, not just one solution, but we're going to put in an achievement sort of system-ish, where if you want all the points, you gotta replay the game and take different branches for your full completionist fix. Which is really cool for a game in 1989. Right. Special verbs and function keys. To travel to a distant location, select the verb travel. Like talk, this verb is only active at certain times. For instance, just outside of Indy's college, later Indy will be able to travel to and from the Piazza in Venice. To control a different character, Indy or Henry, a special verb will appear. If you are in control of Indy, the verb will be to Henry, and if you are controlling Henry, you can choose to Indy. This verb will only be active in a few locations after you have found Henry. Right. And then we have helpful hints. I do appreciate helpful hints. Pick up everything you can. Odds are, at some point, all those strange things will serve some purpose. Read the Grail Diary thoroughly. It contains important clues. As I said earlier, the Grail Diary is 66 pages long. I am not going to sit here, especially on stream, and read the entire diary. We're only reading this entire thing because it is 4 pages long, not 66. Granted, the amount of words per page in the diary is much smaller than the reference card, but it is a little bit harder to read as it's cursive. It's not super messy cursive, but it's not super neat either. Let's see. Make finding the computer version of the Grail Diary your first goal in the game. Okay. Don't depend too much on what you saw happen in the movie. There are often alternatives in the game. Well, there goes my plan. If you get stuck and can't figure out how to proceed, try looking through all the items you found and thinking about how each one might be used. Think about the places you've gone and the people you've met. Chances are there will be a connection that'll put you back on track. Save your game before attempting something that seems dangerous, particularly in the castle or zeppelin. There is a big red flag there. Just like, you should probably save your game pretty often. Okay, cool, that's nice, that's good general advice. But you know where you should really save your game often? The castle or the zeppelin. Those seem like good places to save your game. Okay, I understand. There is more than one way to solve many of the puzzles, you said that already. If you need help, refer to the game walkthrough on page 64. Of the reference card? $64 of what? What page 64? Hold up, did they not include the full manual? Like, this reference sheet is... Look, it's got page numbers. That's like 47, 48. Yeah, this is... Why did they only include pages like 47 through 50? Reference card, Grail Diary. Let's see. Other? No. Like, this is the reference card and the Grail Diary. Those are the ones we already have open. Extras? Yeah, reference card and Grail Diary. They just straight up don't have the manual? Weird. Very weird. Okay, well, we move forward without the walkthrough that they could have given us. Right, now we can shut down the separate soundtrack and get to the in-game soundtrack. Eventually. And we are not capturing audio. Let's fix that. That is too loud. Okay. Hopefully that's a good audio level. And we get the movie intro where we're on the train as part of our credits. Very nice. Barnett College, New York, 38? Inty, why are you all wet? Don't ask. Really have to get out of these wet clothes. Okay, we are now in-game. Hi, I'm Indiana Jones. Welcome to my game. You can press F5 at any time to save your game progress. Look. Sign. It says locker room. Close. Door. We'll follow the steps that it gave us, just in case. Turn off light switch. Hey, who turned out the lights? Turn the lights back up. Pick up. Choose. Choose? No. Use mallet on bell. Hooray! Let's see. Look. So it looks like we can't do anything with the rope here. There's no one to talk to here. Use bucket. No, not. The mallet's chained to the bell. Use. Look. Can I not get the bucket? Oh, we get actual scrolling screens. How high tech. I can't grab the buckets or the towels. Walk to this. No. All right, we still have our hat on. Hi, Dr. Jones. Would you like me to spar with you? Right, let's practice the fighting. Let's have a good workout. Hooray! Oh, I totally forgot about the punch power meter. That makes you not want to spam. All right, we'll try this again, but we'll pay attention to the punch power meter. We're both just blocking high. Oh. So it turns out that trying to be more strategic worked out poorly for me. It went way better when I just spammed. Want to go again? I think we'll pass for now, maybe next time. Okay. Cool, so we got some practice in. It's good of them to put this, like, from a design perspective, it's just like, look, before you go off having to punch Nazis, or getting the opportunity to punch Nazis at least, here's a chance to practice first. Open door. Let's see. Look. Door. Don't see anything special about it. Alright. Okay. Who's this dude on the left? We've been waiting for him to sign our cards all day. Wait, what cards? Why do we have to sign cards? Irene, what's happening here? Oh, Dr. Jones. Wait, no. This is the wrong person. These students are very upset. Don't talk to me, Dr. Jones. It's the students that are upset. Okay, cool. Just a moment, folks. I'm sure we can work something out. What are you going to do? I was here first. No, I was. Please relax. I have a solution that's fair for everyone. Oh, out of my way, kids. Excuse me, but I've got to be going. Perhaps you should all find another faculty advisor. I don't even know what's going on. I mean, take down names and I'll see everyone in order. Okay. I was first. No, it was me. I'm behind him. Stop shoving. That won't hold them for long. I'd better not go back in there. It's a strange map drawn with crayons. I won this medal in a boxing tournament. Pick up medal. Don't need to take this one. How about the dagger here? Alright, look at statue. It's a statue of a 1,000-year-old falcon. It really means a lot to me. So it's a... It's not a 1,000-year-old statue. Hot water heater. Very warm. Can I look at the control thing? Turn off hot water heater. I better not. The college needs its hot water. All right, pick up. So it looks like there's... I thought that was hedge clippers at first, but maybe it's not. Alright, yes, statue of 1,000-year-old falcon. Okay, so apparently that's not something we can interact with. Look, jar. Full of solvent. I use it to clean things. Look at junk. Just some old books and worthless trinkets. Look, junk mail. It's just junk mail. Use junk mail. Pick up junk mail. Pick up letters. Pick up papers. Pick up package. This looks important, but I'll leave this other junk here. Open package. It's my father's Grail diary. Oh, that was easy. Look, Grail diary. I don't see anything pertinent right now. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. Well, when the instructions said that, your first order of business should be to find the Grail diary, I didn't expect to just walk in here, look under this stuff, and find it immediately. So, look at the statues. These were given to me by a student in Sculpture 101. Look, ancient tablet. I haven't finished translating it, but I think it's a warning about aliens in disguises. So this was how many years before Crystal Skull? Look, totem pole. I recovered this from a strange Brazilian tribe that worships dogs and rabbits. Uh-huh. Yes. Certainly not a reference to any particular game from a Brazilian tribe. Just dogs and just a perfectly normal dog and rabbit. What are they? It's like Sam and something? It's not a game I've actually played. Got this from an African shaman near Kin something. Turn off. Turn on. Open window. Turn on light bulb. No? Turn off light bulb? I believe he escapes out the window in the movie, so I guess we're going to follow the movie plot. Also because I don't see any other way out of this room, and it said don't go through this door again. Dr. Jones, come with us, please. Well, that was abrupt. Kind of eerie that it doesn't have any background music. I'm not used to such unorthodox methods of introduction. I'm sorry if my men inconvenienced you. My name is Walter Donovan. I know who you are, Mr. Donovan. Your contributions to the museum have been extremely generous. And I must say, some of your pieces here are quite impressive. Like yourself, I have a passion for antiques. Have a look over here. You may find this interesting. Early Christian symbols, middle 12th century, I'd say. Where'd you find it? In the mountains north of Ankara. Can you translate it? The top portion is missing, but the rest... A spring welling up inside him for eternal life, through the desert to the canyon of the crescent moon, where the cup that holds the blood of Jesus Christ our Lord resides forever. The Holy Grail, Dr. Jones. It will bring eternal life to whoever drinks from it. An old man's dream. Every man's dream, including your father. He's the foremost Grail scholar in the world today. In any case, an attempt to recover the Grail is underway. But the slab's incomplete. You don't know where to look. This slab is one of 2 markers left by 3 knights during the First Crusade. This Franciscan manuscript tells of the second marker buried with one of the knights. It suggests that a description of the Grail can be found on the way to the knight's tomb. It also says a painting was made of the Grail that answers a question my father had. Does the Grail actually glow? But it doesn't say where the knight's tomb might be found. Alright, so it's got information here that wasn't in the movie. Our team leader believes it is in Venice, Italy. Wait, there we go. I wanted to talk, but it's like, it's going too fast. I can't. And it's like, haha, we can pause the game. So, based on what we read in the reference card and whatnot, the fact is just like, it told us on the way to the knight's tomb, there will be a hint for which of the Grails is the real Grail, and then of course the follow-up, does the real one actually glow? So, we're already getting some hints about stuff we will need to figure out that was not in the movie. Our team leader believes it is in Venice, Italy, and that is where he disappeared. We'd like you to take over his quest. You've got the wrong Jones. You should talk to my father. We already have. He's the man who disappeared. Bum, bum, bum. Oh no. Okay, and here we are again. Right, so we can travel, or we can walk back inside and see what happens. Well, first things first. Save. New save. To travel, or not to travel? Okay. Walk to door. Let's walk around the edge. Look at whatever this is. Apparently that's nothing. Look window. You don't see anything special about it. Open window. Doesn't seem to open. Latch from the other side. Doesn't seem to open. Latch from the other side. Okay. So, in the movie, there's nothing more to do here. But maybe we'll find something different in game. Alright, so that's the edge of the screen. Can we go around this side of the building? No. Okay. Open door. Open door. Look. Bulletin board. For sale. 1 space in Dr. Jones's class. Best offer. Pick up. Bulletin board. Can't pick that up. Look. Don't see anything special. Open. There's a class in session. We appear to be frozen. Alright, so talk is highlighted, so we can't talk to someone. Oh, and the reason it seemed like we were frozen is because we have talk to enabled, but we need to exit the talking menu. Get back here, Marcus. Hello again, Marcus. Did I miss anything while I was gone? Let's see. Remember last month, Professor Mulbray asked you to date that expensive Mexican statue he'd bought? Why, yes, that cheap imitation. Of course, he didn't believe me until I broke it in half to show him the cross-section. That may have been a bit harsh, considering his situation. What do you mean, considering his situation? I don't know. What is his situation? You see, we've hired a new geologist who fancies himself quite the archaeologist. He advised Mulbray to buy that statue. Surely you didn't concur with that opinion. Me? Lead Mulbray on a wild goose chase? Why, well, never mind. Congratulations on obtaining the cross. Thanks. We can discuss my honorarium later, over dinner and champagne. No one else to talk to. Class in session again. Look. Display case. There are various treasures and artifacts that I brought back from my expeditions. You mean that you stole from people? If they are chasing you with weapons to try to get back the thing you took, you're not just like collecting things in expeditions, you're just straight up stealing from people. Alright, I think we can just leave now. Actually, you know what? It said to do it before danger. So we're going to save. We're going to go back in here. Dr. Jones, these students are very upset. Okay, so they didn't get them in order yet. Fair enough. Off we go. Traveling away. Travel. Henry's house. A mess. I wonder what they were looking for. I wonder if it's this diary Dad sent me. Look, Grail diary. Don't see anything pertinent right now. Look, tablecloth. Don't see anything special about it. Look at the books. Oh yes, I remember these books. I'd just as soon forget them. Look at typewriter. There's no paper in it, okay. Look at desk. None of these papers on top mean anything. Look. They're just a lot of old books. I've read them many times. I'd rather not. Okay. Look, And Chuck the plant. Hi, Chuck. Okay, cool, cool. Chuck the plant is fine. You got banned immediately by the bot, right? You did. Excellent. Lusty Satellite K. What a name. Look, dresser. And go through Dad's underwear? Yes. Open dresser. Is this just for flavor? Because, like, it happened in the movie? It's of our old house in Four Corners. Nothing under the bed. See, when he actually did an animation, I thought maybe it would make a difference. It's a painting I did when I was a little boy. It's of a trophy my father won. Open refrigerator. After seeing this mess, I'd rather leave it alone. Okay. Open desk. Everything that was in it is on the floor. An upside down chair. Pick up the chair. I'll clean up another day, alright? Pick up books. Is there literally nothing to do here? Look out the window. Nice day out there. Okay, cool. Oh wait, this one is colored differently. Yet more books. These are the books Dad used to read while falling asleep. Okay, still nothing. Alright, I guess we just leave. Travel to the plane to Venice. Venice. How are we supposed to recognize our contact, Dr. Schneider? Maybe he'll recognize us. Dr. Jones? Yes? I knew it was you. You have your father's eyes. And my mother's ears, but the rest belongs to you. Looks like the best parts have already been spoken for. Marcus Brody. That's right. I am Dr. Elise Schneider. So could you tell me about my father's disappearance? Of course. We were working in the library when it happened. I'll show you. Wait, no, that's not German. That's like... Well, first of all, that's nothing. That is just a terrible impression of any accent. But, I think that's more of a Swedish thing? I'm probably just gonna not try to do an accent, because I can't do one well. Or accurately. Why don't you two go ahead without me? I think I'll take a nice, relaxing gondola ride. Very well, Marcus. Dr. Schneider, you lead the way. This is the library. It's more like a church. You couldn't be more right. It was a church during the Crusades. Now, just before your father vanished, he was muttering something about Roman numerals. He said he'd search everywhere for them, without success. The library should be closing soon. I'll make sure we won't be bothered. Then we can take a look around. Excuse me, sir. Pardon me. Hey, you! I doubt he'll be much trouble, Dr. Schneider. Huh. Oh, we have a whip now. Look at the plaque. It says donated by Giorgio Lucas. It is a Lucasfilm Games production. It's an Italian proverb. A library without any bookshelves is like a haphazard pile of books. That's a proverb? Seems mostly just descriptive. It's in Italian. These are sentimental books, but nevertheless, they move me. Alright, how about the rest of the plaques? It says, dedicated to my favorite little library from a lover of fine literature. D. All something. Donated in honor of Count Spielbergenon Diablo. What was that? Spielbergeron Diabolino. Yes, Spielberg, obviously. Look. It's in archaic Italian. For a great library, even if it's in a second-rate city. Romulus and Remus are just living reviews. Okay. Okay. Alright, so from the movie, we know that... Oh, look, Roman numerals. Dad searched for Roman numerals everywhere? Like, but they're right here. Grail Diary. No, not walk to. Look, Grail Diary. Note the particular care taken in drawing the shield, the areas above it, and the angels. The cryptic message below seems to have something to do with Roman numerals and stone pillars. If ye would enter, follow the third on the left. Charming town. I was particularly taken with a tradesman I met, William Shakespeare. Okay, so for those of you who don't get it, we are in Venice. Shakespeare wrote a play called The Merchant of Venice, and thus he was very taken with a tradesman that he met, the Merchant of Venice. Ugh. Which I believe The Merchant of Venice heavily featured Jewish characters, despite Shakespeare having never met anyone who is Jewish. So, yeah. I have a love for these books that transcend passion and sexuality. There's just no good word to describe it. Plato. Right. Look at another plaque. Books like these are my cup of tea. Socrates. It's inscribed with these symbols. 147. Someone cut numbers into the stone. 239. Look, Grail Diary. If you were to follow the third on the left, which should be 7. Yeah, we're on the left. 147. Pick up. Feels loose. I might be able to pry it up. Use. I need to find something to pry it up with. But we have been live for about an hour, which means it's time for a health and wellness break. So we are going to go grab a snack. We're going to refill our drink. We're going to stand up. We're going to stretch. We're going to do all sorts of those things that are good for us, that are not staring at a screen ceaselessly on end. I encourage you to join me in taking good care of yourselves by doing the same. After these messages, we'll be right back, and you can do all of the old school things that you do when commercials came on. You know, bathroom break, snack break, whatever you got. I'll see you in 3 minutes. Okay, and we have returned. Now we're going to keep walking because we need to find something to pry up number 7 here. What? Look at books. These might be interesting if I wasn't in a hurry. Walk to next room. Ah. Alright, there are multiple rooms. That makes it a little bit trickier. Alright, so we need to find the window that matches this one. And then follow the third from the left. So we have the 3 cups, we have a cross, we have a knight, we have 2 person. I think these were both facing left, not both facing middle. Yeah. See, we can see that they're both facing left. So we need to find a room where they're both facing left. And also this doesn't have cups on up top. Pick up Jordan barrier. Pick up metal post. All right. Both facing left. 3 cups. Third on the left. I see some numbers carved here. 6, 2, 4. So we need this one. Use metal post. Actually, no. Before we do this, we're gonna save just in case. New save. And Roman numerals. Okay. Okay. We escaped from the Nazi, so that's good. Escape from Nazis does do good things to your survivability. Look. Alright, so looking at the skulls doesn't do anything. Grail diary. Right, so we have 3 possible tunnels. Oh, this is the thing that the whatchamacallit was talking about, where it's... Wait, no. Where it's a maze. We can only see as far as he sees. Huh. Okay. How about this hook? Can I do anything with this hook? It's an old pirate's hook. Pick up arm. Might have a whip, a hook, and a red cordon. Alright, that's kind of what I expected. Wait, can I go down from here? No? Okay. Alright. Good enough. We're gonna hug the right wall and see where that takes us. Look. Torch. Held in place by hard, dry mud. Use hook with torch. Yeah. Look. Slab. I don't see anything special about it. Use hook with slab. Pick up slab. Can't get a grip on it. I feel like maybe I should be drawing a map. Water. I hate water. Okay. But no swimming yet. Huh. Okay. Don't see anything special about it. Can we open? Okay, so that's our way out. I wonder if there is something we need to grab from outside. You can't reach it. Open. You can't reach it. Okay, so it's on the other side. So we need to come around from the opposite way to enter into here. Alright, so we still don't know how to open this up. So that's a dead end. It's also a dead end. And we'll go all the way to the right first. Why not? Alright, another dead end. At first I was trying to avoid where the red eyes were, because I assumed that there would be like danger and I would have to fight things. But it looks like that's not a thing. It looks like they're just there for ambiance. I think this is the way we went first. No? Okay, that's a dead end. So there are 3 exits from this room, but they all take you literally the same place. Because it pops you out here, and there are 3 exits, and this one goes to dead end, and then this is just a loop around. So this is actually the only way forward. Which is convenient. So this is where we got the hook. can't help but notice that when I came down here, I kind of see that there's a thing over here. But I think maybe that was the dead end from earlier as well. Okay, that's the entrance. What is whip? What is hook? What do you mean that doesn't seem to work? I'm asking what it is. We have push and pull verbs that we haven't used yet. I wonder if I can do that with that plate on the ground. Come on. There we go. Nope, that's a dead end. This is all just on me for not memorizing the exact layout of the catacombs in the movie. If I had just memorized all the catacombs in the movie, then clearly I would already know the solution here, right? That's definitely how this game works. Right, can I pull on the torch? Totem placed by hard, dry mud. Can I use my red cloth on the water? Right, can I pull the slab? Can't get a grip on it. Can I use the hook to grab onto it? That doesn't seem to work. Okay. There doesn't appear to be anything else we can do in here, so just leave. We want to go to the water. Use red cordon with pool of water. That doesn't seem to work. Uh-oh. I was hoping that I could, like, soak the red cloth in the water and then take that to wet the mud. And this is the way out. So let's go see if there's something out here that can help us inside the catacombs. So I can't talk to anyone. I can travel from here. Look, that fountain. A beautiful example of gruesome design, and it's full of water. Turn off fountain. Doesn't seem to work. Okay, understood. I'm going to wander slightly more in the catacombs before I look up a solution. Because on the one hand, I would kind of like to figure things out. On the other, I'm sure that it gets uninteresting fairly quickly if I'm just wandering aimlessly for like an hour. So. Use... Can I use red cordon with hook? Use hook with grating. Can I open? Maybe running start will work? I guess not. Okay. Look at Grail Diary. Nothing pertinent. Okay. We're going to use a hint. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, where were we? We'll put this over here so y'all can read through it with me, so you can see that I'm not cheating, excuse me, too much. Alright. So we're double checking and making sure we didn't miss anything. We got the package. We got the Grail Diary. We did the cutscene. We traveled to Henry's house. Aha. We did miss something in Henry's house. We needed to pull the bookcase. Oh, we missed a whole lot here. Okay. How was I supposed to... Okay, fine. Yes, it is an adventure game of this era. So we know we need to pull the bookcase in Henry's house. How? Okay, alright, sure. Sure. I will say, to its credit, the game didn't make itself unwinnable. So, some games... Alright, so I should have known that I needed to pull... the bookcase itself. Okay, so we pick up the sticky tape. And then we go back in the window. And we use the sticky tape on the jar. Hey, there's a key. Oh, I see. I see. So we did actually look at this jar earlier, and it's like, it's a solvent for dissolving things. So I misunderstood it from the walkthrough. It's just like, well, what can I do with the sticky tape? Well, but yeah, it had not occurred to me. Alright, so we need to pick up the plant's in the way. We'll pick up the plant. Pick up tablecloth. Use small key. Chest. Look. Old book. This is the diary I made when I was a little boy. It was supposed to look like my father's Grail diary. Look. Old book. Alright, so none of this seems to be related to the actual problem that I was having. What? Why is... Okay, I need to be more investigative about everything. So, look at the wine bottle. mind if I take this? Of course not. It was a dreadful wine. Okay, so I was kind of looking for something that I could put water in, as evidenced by the fact that I tried to soak my, like, red cloth in it. So we will use the wine bottle with the fountain. Now it's full of water. Now we can go to that torch and something something victory. I was looking for a way to bring water places. Not you. Use wine bottle with torch. That loosened the mud. Pick up torch. Oops, the wine bottle broke. Well, hopefully I have everything I need. Save. Used torch. Like, hopefully I didn't need to do something with that, the slab of rock above, for example. Alright, so that's just a triangle we started in, so this is the only way forward. Oh, based on the layout, this should be where that slab was. Open slab. Okay, so it's a one-way thing, because he lets it close behind him, for whatever reason. Which means we need to go back to here, pull the torch. I do love the hat animation. We go this way. Is there anything in this room? So there's a ladder. Just the ladder. Okay. So this is the way out. The wooden plug leaking water. Hole. Too high to reach. Use hook. Hole. That would be dangerous. Use red cordon with hook. That wouldn't work. Use whip with hook. Load. So the problem here is that that blocks my way across the bridge. So we want to look across the bridge first. Look. Inscription. These look like inscriptions. Wait a minute. This looks familiar. Yes, it describes the Grail. My father's diary is right. It's either that Welsh verse Taliesin wrote or Sir Richard Burton's tale. Wait, what? I feel like I should have written that down, but I will probably just cheat and use a walkthrough at the time. But we did find the inscriptions, so that's good. So now we can use the hook. Now use the whip. Just get the fanfare. And now we can go to the place that was full of water, and he's like, ew, water, I won't go forward with that. Look. Wow, looks deep. Okay, we're making our way through the maze. This looks like a page in the diary. Let's look at our diary. This configuration is labeled correct. This one is labeled certain death. How curious. Alright, so correct is sword in the middle. Certain death is castle with king and dragon in the middle. This is certain death. Let's not. Look at the machine. I don't see anything special about it. Okay. No idea what this does. Oh, it's raising or lowering a chain of some sort, which presumably is a gate. That's a dead end. Okay, so we only have the one tunnel. And this is the machine room. Going up. That's certain death. So we're going to skip that. Let's try down instead. This is where we came in, right? Yeah. Let's save and open the death door, just in case something is wrong. We're probably going to die. Can't open it. I think it's latched from the other side. Cool. So we can't kill ourselves by opening the certain death door. This just brings us to the sudden death door from the other side, right? This is the machine room. And so there's not really many places to go. Don't see anything special about it, really. I can't even look at the machine anymore. Use the wheel. Okay, so this is where we came in. So this is the machine room. And the machine room only has the one entrance and exit. Yeah, like we can't go out of the room on the other side or anything. So that's where we came in. That's the machine room. So this is our only way forward, and we can go up, we can go right. If we go right, we end up here, and if we go left, we also end up here. Use small key. Use wooden door. Open wooden door. Use statue. Look, statue. Pole statue? Ah, I can change these. Okay. I said look, Grail Diary. Alright, so it's Angel, Sword, Jester, maybe? Alright, so this flips 2. Is that the horse? I guess it is. Let's see. So pull this one. No. There we go. That's the angel we wanted, right? Yes. And now the middle one only affects itself. So we can just pull the middle one until it gives us the sword that we want. There we go. Excellent. No hints required. Now, it's entirely possible that we're simply going to die because we didn't find something else. There's an item that we'll need. So this is a big multi-directional intersection. Let's try this way first. So that's a dead end. We came in from the right. Alright, so this is really the only way to go. Okay, we need to go hit the machine again. We backtrack to here. Then we go to the machine room, we use the machine, and we head back down. Probably. Hopefully. Use. Wheel. Alright, now we head all the way back this way, and then we get back down, and the drawbridge should be lowered so we can get past it now. Okay, great success. Should I be saving these under different file names? Almost certainly. We're being lazy, and we will probably be punished for it before too long. That's a dead end. Another dead end. Let's see, another dead end? Yep. Rule of threes, that's the funniest thing possible. But really it's more just like, these are different, like, catacomb tomb things. Like, each little one probably house a certain number of the deceased. Look. Okay. There's nothing to look at in here. Alright, off we go. What's north? More tombs of the same style? No, not at all. Okay. Well, we're going to keep to the longer path up here, see what we can find. Look at the skulls. Don't see anything special about it. Pick up skulls. Can't pick that up. Look at the wooden door. Don't see anything special about it. Hole. Oh, can't move it. Whole skulls. Whole skulls. Can't move it. What is skulls? Oh, right. I think I'm remembering. In the other game that we played, Maniac Mansion, I've been thinking of it as like the question mark cursor you can get in a lot of programs where like you click on it and then you click on things for contextual help about those things. It appears to just be a let me mouse over things and it'll pop up the noun to go to the verb. So it's like, all right, there's a tunnel there, there's a door there are skulls here. Close the skulls. Sorry for all the yawning. We're a little bit tired today. But we have Indiana Jonesing to do, so we'll see if we can't fight back the tiredness and see what we can do about figuring some stuff out. That was a dead end, so that's something that we haven't figured out. Oh, we came out on the right-hand side. Cool. So this had all of the little burial nooks. Okay, I have missed something. And we've wandered in it long enough that I'm fine with using another hint. Okay, so we missed a manual somewhere. Alright, so we should have been pulling specific books off the bookshelves that I didn't notice. Walk west, do that, pick up the quartern in the middle post. Find the window, we did that. Get through it. Oh, you can look to have him confirm it instead of just you, the player, looking at the diary and looking at the window. You can have Indy look in-game and he will confirm it. So that's nice. Right, alright, so we did that part. So right now, we're missing some books out of our inventory. There's a book of maps, there's Mein Kampf, and there's another one. Okay, so the book of maps would just give me a map to the catacombs. So probably, technically speaking, I don't need it. Alright, we got the hook. Use the wine bottle to loosen the torch. We pull it. Look at the inscriptions. Alright, so we did this. Walk left to enter a room with a ladder. Climb up the ladder. Walk east of the tunnel to enter the maze. Alright. We did this. We did that. We did that. Alright, so we followed. Okay, so we solved this puzzle already. Okay, we crossed the bridge. Okay, alright. That's what I missed. When we got to the skull room, we should have looked at the Grail diary. And I didn't quite finish reading the hint for what we're supposed to do with it, but I did get to the point that it's like, oh, we should have looked at the Grail diary. What? I'll get to you in a moment. Look at Grail diary. Per os sonos sepulchrum aperis. The manuscript of Abbess Hildegard of Bingen. The excerpt uses an obscure musical notation. I'm not sure why it never has more than 6 different notes. Or skulls. Alright, so there are 6 skulls. Look, Grail diary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's only the ones on the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we go 5, 1, 4, 4, 5. 5, 1, 4, 4, 5. Open. Can't move it, it's latched from above. What? But we did the thing. Let's see. The highest note is the left, while the lowest note is the right. Oh, I had it reversed. So if you look at the Grail Diary, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 5, 1, 4, 4, 5. So 5, 1, 4, 4, 5. Okay. Great success. Only a little bit of cheating to be like, look at the Grail Diary, and it's right to left, not left to right. As we go back to wandering. Ah. That's a dead end. Understood. Also a dead end. That's fine. We'll make progress this way. I get the feeling this is also a dead end. Yep, there it is. It just felt side path-y as opposed to continuing to go to the right. Maybe it's the coloration that had me thinking that this must be the side path, because this was like lighter. Again, this is looking darker, so it's looking, yeah, see? It's interesting how they did that with the lighting. It's like the brighter path is the more correct one. Go figure. Let's look at the Grail Diary. Don't see anything pertinent right now. Load. No, cancel. Save. Sarcophagus. Which I know is misspelled. Don't come for me. Look. Casket. This looked like the casket of the lost knight. Well, time to get grave robbing. Well, I don't see anything I can interact with. So I guess we open it. Wow. Not a pleasant noise. The shield is the second marker. Let's see. It mentions the ancient city of Alexandretta. Today, the city of Iskenderun is there. We'll find the grail near there. Close. Casket. Coffer is too heavy for me to pick up. Pick up. Casket. Oh wow, it replays the noise. The shield is the second marker of Donovan spoke of. Okay. Open. Can't seem to move it. Use old rusty lock. Doesn't seem to work. Pull. Can't seem to move it. Use the whip. That's not what I carry a whip for. Now, I could backtrack the whole way. Early point and click games, let's go. Yeah, it is very early. Which is why we are cheating more than a little bit. Because like, alright, we did this, we did that. And pull the old rusty lock with the grating. I just did that though. And it said it didn't work. I just said pull. Oh, I pulled on the grating. I needed to pull on the lock, not the grating. Understood. Dr. Jones, I've been looking all over for you.
You like
Indeed.
that, old man?
Rude. He's being held captive in the Brunwald Castle on the Austrian-Germany border. And I found out where the Grail is. It's in Iskenderun. Also, I will note, I forgot that I added those redeems. And so, for a second, I thought one of them was coming from the game. It's just like, wait, what is this? Why? What? But yes, the RIP is something, honestly, I expected more of, but I have not died yet, which is somewhat surprising for old point-and-click games. Iskenderun. Why are you wet? Which I understand is just a callback to the intro where we were all wet. Okay, I'll rescue Dad, and we'll meet you there. No trouble.
Hydrant, you bastard! Hydrant!
I see you've located the new redeems. Where is Iskenderun? Oh, for the days where things were simple and straightforward. Nazis are the bad guys! Go figure! So, there was a thing we read in the very, very short manual, like the 4-page reference card. And it specifically mentioned...
Like that, old man?
I might need to increase the timer on that. And it specifically mentioned, it's like, you should save very often on the Zeppelin and at the castle. And we appear to be at the castle. So, we're going to save castle. And we are at our 2nd hour into the game, which means that it is time. It is time for us to once again take better care of ourselves by not staring at screens for a few minutes. So we're going to take about a 3-minute AFK break. A whole after these messages shtick. I hope you will join me in doing the same, you know. You could flip to another channel. Channel surfing is traditional. Or you could join me, you know, take a bathroom break, grab a drink, grab a snack. I will see you in 3 minutes. And we have returned. I hope everyone had a good break. Able to grab a drink, grab a snack, all that good stuff. And it is time for us to infiltrate the Nazi castle. Hello, and who might you be? We did just save. Oh. It gave us the whole fight mechanic. It gave us a tutorial in the beginning. It gave us a trainer we could practice against for how to do the fighting. And then, the first opportunity we have to do the fighting, we just one-shot the dude. So, you sent for me. Yes, I want you to protect the priceless painting we just acquired. Priceless, but it's just a painting of an old cup. Silence! The Fuhrer is very interested in it. Do you dare question the Fuhrer's judgment? No, sir. Then leave me and return to your post. Yes, sir, Colonel Vogel. Oh, and his body's gone. That's convenient. We don't need to hide the body. It's just not here. Alright, what is? We have hall. Doorway. We have front door. We have doorway. Look. Hall. Don't say anything special about it. Can I do anything with this candelabra? No. Table? No. Okay. This doorway it is. Look at the tapestry. It looks kind of ratty. Dad wouldn't like it. What is... Pick up. Don't want it and there's nothing behind it. What's the purple thingy here then? It's part of the tapestry? That doesn't make sense. Why? Tapestry? Purple thing, which is also the tapestry. Alright, how about we pull on it? The only thing in here is the ratty tapestry. And this purple thing, which is apparently also the tapestry. Alright, out we go. Looks like a face, doesn't it? Like this little dragon up here about to drop down on us. There's apparently nothing to interact with in this room. It is kind of eerie with no background music. Walk to door, open door. Alright, so we were just in here. I guess we can look here. Hello, my good friend. What are you doing here? Me? Here? Say, why are any of us put here in this life? I expect to find a philosopher here. We're all sorts serving in this castle. Of course, they are all Nazis. Anyone I should avoid? The big fellow on the 3rd floor can be nasty when he's sober. And watch out for that textbook Nazi who minds the alarm. Look out the window. Stormy night out there, of course. Open window. This window hasn't been opened in centuries. I can't budge it. It's a sheer drop outside, nothing to stand on. Okay. I get the feeling that it mentioned the guy on the 3rd floor is a real hassle when he's sober. So presumably I need to grab some alcohol to ply him and make him not sober. Alright, what is? We have roast boar. We have hot coals. Keg, spigot. We don't have anything to put it in, though, is the problem. Open. Look. Hot coals. Look. Roast boar. It's the biggest roast boar I've ever seen. It would take a long time to eat it. We did see a dog in that cutscene. I wonder if the purpose of it's like it would take a long time to eat all of this. I wonder if that's it'll distract the dog for a long time. Okay. Nothing here. Look out the window. Stormy night. Okay, cool. Are you here on official business? Hi, I'm selling fine leather jackets like the one I'm wearing. Quickly, out of my way. I have a message for the colonel. Or, where is the prisoner? I've come to interrogate him. They're holding him upstairs, but who are you? I must see him at once. Stand aside. 9. I will see your authorization now. This is all the authorization you need. Oh. After recovering consciousness, our hero Indiana Jones was forced to polish Hitler's ancient artifacts for the rest of Hitler's life. And since Hitler's people successfully located the Holy Grail, this was a very long time. I see. Load. Well, I think that's actually our first death, because we lost the fight with a Nazi. Hate it when that happens. So we're looking for something to put alcohol in. I am here on official business. Hooray! Nothing on him. Okay. We're punching Nazis. It's a good night. Servant uniform, gray uniform. Pick up. Gray uniform. Strange, it's locked into the clothes rack. Use servant uniform. Well, that is one way to censor things. Okay. Open window. Look out window. Stormy night outside. Yep, okay. So nothing useful in this room. Okay, so we've got the what is on to see what's interactable in the room. It looks like these curtains aren't interactable. The night isn't interactable. The Nazi flags aren't interactable. The benches, the candles, the Zeppelin, the suit of armor. Okay. Walk to fireplace. Pull. Look, suit of armor. It's in great shape. Late 10th century, I'd say. Look, statue. It's a bit strange around its belly. Push, statue. Okay. This looks like just an escape route. Push, stone. Pull. Stone. Open, stone. Great, now I need to walk all the way around. Oh. Well, this looks like an escape thing if I've ever seen one. Look at the motorcycle. Don't see anything special about it. Alright, what is... Front of the castle. What is motorcycle? Change into my regular clothes so I wouldn't surprise her. Okay. Back to the hallway to see what we can do. That is incredibly green. That is a super green carpet. Open door. Okay, that... excellent. You in the leather jacket. What are you doing here? I'm selling fine leather jackets. Jackets? Who let you in here? Okay, we're getting better at the whole punching Nazis thing. I found 15 marks on him. Okay. Why is money useful in the game, though? Like, this isn't the sort of game where I'm gonna be, like, grinding people for money, is it? I mean... I don't know about the content policies. Grinding on people for money seems like it'd be something I might get in trouble for trying to stream. Unless I, like, tagged it as yoga or something, then YouTube would be like, this is fine. We will ignore our normal content policies if you just say it's yoga. Oh, what is this? Look, chest. It's a closed chest. Alright, open chest. Look, chest. Great, there were 50 marks in here. I wonder if the money is used to, like, bribe people. Like, that's what its use is. You're not allowed up here. Oh. What? I was blocking all of those. Okay. Load this autosave. I wonder if that's like the nasty piece of work they said that was on the 3rd floor, because he was way harder to fight than all the other dudes. I think I can punch more often. I think I'm waiting too long between punches. Now, it's entirely possible that the way past this dude is, you know, to wear servant's clothes and not be incredibly suspicious in my leather jacket. But, you know... Let's try this again. Wait. Save. Punch Nazis. Alright, we got him that time. Use servant uniform. Open. Okay. What might you be looking for? Excuse me, I'm new here. Where's the kitchen? You shouldn't be wandering. Report to your supervisor. Just as soon as I finish my errand. Well, since you're lost, I'd better accompany you. Okay, you can take my hand. Okay. They get stronger. Understood. Oh, I should have probably saved. Yeah, my health is getting chipped away. It might be time for that whole discretion, which is the better part of valor. I feel like I've been here before. Am I going backwards? Yeah. Load. Okay. Let's see if we can't switch our outfits. And get out of here. What I didn't realize is that that guard would respawn, I think. I'm on an errand. And what is the nature of this errand? I'm bringing him a drink. But I don't have a drink with me. Some local coffee to help him stay awake. Ha! We also know that every soldier here has learned not to let that sludge touch his lips. Okay, understood. Wow, he's fast. Okay, alright, load. We are learning things. We're learning things like they don't drink coffee. Alright. We found marks. Open. Oh, okay. Open box. Look in box. Uniform. It's too small. Because of course it is. What is door, chest, door. This is, of course, a movie reference. Where he is where he gets a uniform that's too small, and then he has to fight someone who is the appropriate size. Wait a minute, you're no servant. Holy crap. Wow, okay. He's on a whole nother level besides the others. I think I need to find a non-punching solution because I'm getting myself just absolutely destroyed. Yeah, especially since I lost a lot of health to this guy. I'm going to lose every fight from now on. Unless I can be more convincing. Look at the Nazi we beat up. Use servant uniform. Why did that guy know I wasn't a servant so quickly, though? Alright, I'm on an errand. We're bringing him a drink. But we need to say it's not coffee. Okay, so there are no correct answers. Either way, you get screwed. Alright, I'm gonna check the replay here. See if I'm missing something major. The butler meets Indy at the door and starts talking to him. And we just punched him instead. How's your commanding officers? Ah, so I need to get the Stein from that guy. Okay. See, I knew I needed something to put the drink in, but I didn't know where to find it. And it's from talking to that other guy. Ugh, barely won. Right, but we need to go back down. It's like I knew what I wanted to find, but I had no idea where to find it. So we wanted to go this way. Where was he? Last room down on the left? Nope. Maybe it was on the right then. So here's where the kitchen is. You've played the Atari game? I have not. This is supposed to be the DOS version. Oh, here we go. My good friend. And how are you? Terrible. I've run out of ale. May I get you another drink? Thank you. Here, take my beer stein. Oh, sorry, Stein. Beer Stein. Let's see, which one? Is this the, no. Which one of you is, there we go. Use stein with spigot. Excellent. Now we have beer. We're gonna save. And we're gonna double check that we don't need something else here. Then use the stein on the hot coals below the roast beer? Wait, what? Right, I would not have thought of that. Okay, we're going the wrong way. We need to, the actual answer is to, nope, not you. Hello, my good friend. Yes, excuse me, I must be going. Auf Wiedersehen. Is this the kitchen? So I thought that I would need a stein full of beer to give to people who are on duty, to make them drunk, to let me buy, etc., etc. The answer is apparently no. The answer is apparently that we dump the beer onto the coals, and then we wait. And then we pick up the roast boar. The whole thing. Okay. I want to refill this just in case. And then we're just going to double check if I'm supposed to refill it. It doesn't say to refill it, but I did it nonetheless. Oh, okay. Very odd. Old point-and-click adventures. So much that does not make sense. So, it wants us to go through here. Open. So, apparently, use. Oops. Apparently, doing that and having a mark on the floor makes things important later. And this is why I've started cheating to use the walkthrough, because otherwise, this is kind of ridiculous. Get the servant uniform. All right, go upstairs. All right, So I think we've already punched enough people. So we can't do it the way the walkthrough wants us to do it. Made these games impossible sometimes for the fact people wanted their money's worth. They didn't want a game that was too easy, especially on DOS. I suppose it makes sense. I'm selling jackets. Jackets? What? Who let you in here? Obviously I've got authorization. That's the only way I would get in. And we were too low on health. Okay. So because we are so behind on health because we fought too many people, we need to essentially perfectly... Wait, did I do the thing with the armor? This is the... Okay. Let's just make sure that we did the armor thing. We did not. Oops. Okay. Save. New save. Low health. Oh, there's nothing to do in here. Okay, cool. You there, this is a top security area. Come to interrogate him. Who are you? I am Gestapo. I'm Dietrich's successor. Jesus. So fast. This might be a problem. It's apparently none of the dialogue options that are supposed to work are working. Alright, so yeah, second floor. Alright. Let's see. First floor. Hmm. Like the painting? What painting? Oh, I never got the painting from the wall. Well, I guess we're just screwed then. Offer an item. Stein. I don't drink while on duty. So I find leather jackets. Alright. I'm at such low health, he just punches me once. Okay, we're gonna load all the way back at the beginning of the castle because we don't have enough health to get through anything. And then we will actually follow the walkthrough for this first section. Alright, so. Catacombs, we did the catacombs. Alright, so we're going to move this to the other screen so I can look at it while I'm in the game. Are you the one with the relatives in town? My nephew Otto in Salzburg? Is something wrong? No, he's fine, but you must go to him immediately. How can I be sure that you actually know Otto? I can prove that I know Otto. And how will you do that? I know his name. I know where his uncle works. QED. Oh, well, I better get to him right away. Cool. Okay, so go down to the corner, right to the junction. Meanwhile, yes, we get this. I will say on the topic of them being impossible, I think that part of it is people wanted their money's worth, and part of it is just straight up a game design thing. That it was a relatively new field, and people didn't really get a lot of game design principles that nowadays are just common, like everyone knows them. And also there's well, not for point and click adventures. For a lot of games there was stuff that it grew out of arcades, and arcade games were made to be difficult to consume all of your quarters. So that's when you get your shoot 'em ups and things of that nature that were very difficult. These, I think it's twofold. I think it's one, it's inexperience on the part of the designers, but it's also like lack of a, we'll call it a zeitgeist, a common set of expectations that the gamers and the designers both operate off of. And I'll use a really, really simple example that everyone just would kind of take for granted nowadays. If you get dropped into a game and you're in first person or third person and you have any sort of gaming experience, by default you're going to try to move with WASD. That's just something that everyone kind of knows, everyone kind of assumes. There are certain control schemes that everyone just kind of gets because they're so well established. And there wasn't nearly that much of that back in the old days. It's a lot of stuff was distinct game to game, and therefore it was harder just because it was kind of obscure, if that makes sense. Let's see, go down to the corner, right to the junction, down into the door on the right. This is the drunk soldier room. What are you doing here? Didn't expect to find a philosopher. How is your commanding officer? No, I don't think I asked this before. Captain Vogel? He's an absolute terror. But remember, you didn't hear that from me. Talk. My good friend. And how are you? Terrible. Run out of ale. Alright, give me your flagon. Sorry, Stein. Not flagon, it's a beer Stein. Alright, then we go in here. We do this thing that we did before, but now we have health. Okay, use. Stein. Spigot. Use. Stein. Hot coals. So we are beer steaming this pork. It'll take a little while to steam, but it'll be fine in the end. We're just going to scroll down a little bit on our walkthrough. Alright, now we can pick up the entire roast boar. I think one of the old point-and-click adventures that we had growing up was like Laura Bow, which was like a detective-based thing. And the voiceover on it was always, when you grabbed something, was you pick it up and place it in your purse. Which made it funny for things like just now when you would do things like pick up an entire roast pig. Like something that clearly is not going to fit in the purse. It's like, you pick it up and place it in your purse. It's like, really? The entire mummy. The whole one. It's just like, we're Mary Poppins, y'all. Right, so now we go this way. Go through the right doorway. Oh, are you here on official business? Where is the prisoner? I've come to interrogate him. Who are you? I'm with the Gestapo. Dietrich. Wasn't he killed in that Ark of the Covenant fiasco? How do you know about that? Are you leaking information? No, sir. You may go now, sir. Sorry. Excellent. He will now ignore me. Walk down to the first door on the left. Okay. Now we use this suit of armor, which makes a mark on the ground that for some reason it says will be important later. This I found myself earlier, not through a walkthrough. But we're not going to use that yet, because apparently that's how we get out later. Because there's a motorcycle outside too. Alright. Pick up. Servant uniform. You in that leather jacket. What are you doing here? We're selling leather jackets. I have authorization. Of course. And, well, that's true enough. How much are the jackets? 15 marks. Put me down for an order. Corporal Kruger. Cash in advance, please. Sure. It's interesting how it gives you like the 3 different dialogue options that'll get you by the guards, but each one only works on one of the guards. Let's see. Got servant uniform. Okay, so we're on to the next page. First door on the left. Use. Servant uniform. Walk down to the corner and open the door on the right. Oh, this is the guy I'm supposed to offer a painting, but I don't have a painting. So I'm going to take this option. Oh, look at that. Sliver of health. Nothing on it. Mm-hmm. Walk down to the corner and open the door on the right to enter a room with a chest. That's not the door on the right, but okay. $50 marks. Go right to the corner, and then go up and open the first door on the left to enter another room with a chest. Open this one. There's a uniform in here. I'll take it. Okay. Go through the doorway to return to the maze. Go down to the corner, left to the junction, up to the corner, left to the corner, and open the door on the left near the stairs to return to the empty room. The way this describes the pathing is a little bit confusing. Also, I don't know why I need to go here specifically to change. Exit and go down to return to the first floor. Why? Walk right to the corner, down to the corner, and continue down at the junction. Open the first door on the right to enter the closet. Look at the uniform. I see. See, I wouldn't have thought to do this. See, look, uniform. Wait, there's something in the pocket. It's a key. I'll toss the uniform and keep the key instead. Use brass key in gray uniform. Pick up gray uniform. Okay, yeah. The more I see things in the walkthrough, the more I'm like, yeah, no, I wasn't going to figure that out. At least not in any reasonable amount of time. Use gray uniform. F5, save, new save. Low health uniformed. Go to the right doorway to the room of the guard. Say, I'm on official business when I pass. Walk down, right, down to the junction and open the first door on the right. Switch to uniform. Go through the right doorway, which is this doorway. I'm not sure I would describe it as the right doorway, except that there are two. Yeah, I don't know where it wants me to go. The directions are unclear at best. Okay, so let's see if anyone else is keeping track of these directions. Okay, so walk down, right, down to the junction, and open the first door on the right to enter an empty room. First door on the right should be this one. Use the gray uniform and wear it. Go through the right doorway to the room with the guard. But this doesn't look like a room with a guard to me. Huh. Look. Painting. Dogs playing poker. Dad once bought a copy of this at a flea market. Oh. Alright. Bunch of paintings. Nazis were well known to hoard paintings. Presumably I'm not supposed to be here yet since the walkthrough hasn't mentioned anything. Looks like a paint-by-number Mona Lisa. I don't think Leonardo would appreciate this. I wonder if, like, there's just a guard missing or something. You shouldn't stray from your assigned post. I'm on official business. May I pass? Official. Very well. Go on. Open the left door and go through the doorway to return to the maze. Okay. Walk up to see 3 doors. Open the right door to meet another guard. Greetings, my friend. How is sentry duty today? Man, knowing the right... If I just had to RNG my way through, like, picking the right 1 out of 3 options on, like, 6 different guards, that is so many different combinations. That's so many. We're talking hundreds, maybe even thousands if there are more guards than I counted. No, I was transferred here today. New orders. Certainly. Do you have top secret clearance? Why, no, Siegfried does. He works upstairs, but I suppose you're okay if you're cleared for that. Don't mention Siegfried. Go through the doorway on the right. So, go through the doorway on the right makes it seem like out the way I came. Go down at the junction and right at the corner to meet a guard. How is sentry duty today? Boring as you should know. I can't quite place your face. What? You don't remember me? Soldier, is that any way to speak to our superior officer? Okay. Colonel Vogel knows of me. Please call him right away. Well, perhaps this is not necessary. Heil Hitler. Ugh. Nazis. Walk down and open the door on the left to enter a room with a first aid kit room. Presumably walk down over here. Aha! Use. First aid kit. Feel much better now. Excellent. We're going to save. Cool. I can return to the maze. Alright. Up to the 3rd floor. Walk left and talk to the guards. Say, soldier, your pants are wrinkled. Sir, this is restricted. I mean, a restricted area. Okay. Your pants are wrinkled. I'm sorry, sir. There was no time to iron. And no time to remove the stain on your jacket? Well, you know how the cook bastes everything with his Silesian surprise sauce. Let's see. Oh, Superfoon, you waste my time. Stand aside. Yes, sir. Whatever you say. Okay, cool. First door on the left to enter the office. The doghouse with the swastikas on it is a bit much. I mean, it's... yeah. Let's see. Walk over to the left side of the office and give the roast boar to the dog. There we go. He might be a Nazi dog, but he's still a good dog. Pick up the trophy. Look. File cabinet. File cabinet. Open file cabinet. There's nothing useful in here. Open the file cabinet and pick up the pass from the drawer. Look. File drawer. There's nothing useful in here. It said there's a pass in here in the walkthrough. So there's something off about this walkthrough, or I missed something. Walk over to the left side of the office and give the roast boar to the dog. Pick up the trophy on top of the file cabinet. Open the file cabinet. Pick up the pass from the drawer. Look, file drawer. Nothing useful here. Pick up file drawer. Can't pick that up. Grail diary, whip. Look, Grail diary. Small key stein, old book, Indieware, servant uniform, trophy. Look, trophy? It says, awarded to Colonel Vogel for first place, 1937 Berlin book burning, categories non-fiction. Of course it is. Okay. Exit room, go downstairs. Walk left, down at the junction, and left at the corner. Continue left and open the door at the end of the hall to enter the art gallery. Alright, we were here before. Yes. Walk to the left-hand side and push the large painting to reveal a vault door. Open vault door. I don't know the combination. Interesting. The walkthrough says there's a pass, but the pass wasn't there. Time to Google. Let's see, Steam community, where's the pass? I need the pass. You found this in the room with the dog, but in this version it doesn't appear. I open the cabinet and the pass isn't inside. Without the combination, the game can't continue. It happened to someone. Okay. Now I'm Hitler. Thank you for subbing, but do not sub because I am Hitler. That's a terrible reason to sub to something. But I do appreciate it. So, let's see. Alright, so the trick is we didn't get the painting, and the pass is only there if you gave the guy the painting. That is not at all why you're subbing? Okay. Excellent. Well, I will appreciate it more then. That it is not because I am Hitler. Alright, so presumably, I don't actually need that to proceed. I just need it to make things easier later. You notice the combination of the vault. Then walk inside the vault to see the small picture that Indy gave the guard earlier on. The important object in this room is the big painting of the Grail, as you can now find out which is the correct Grail. Okay. Before leaving the vault room, make a note of the correct Grail. Okay, well we can't get into this vault room, so we're just not going to be able to do that at all. Obstacle. Okay, interesting. So we can now swap back to our normal clothes. Use. I love the fanfare. It's like, especially when there's no other background music and only minimal sounds in game overall. Just like you suddenly do something and you hear the and it's just like, oh, that's right, you did have access to sound. You just didn't use it much. Alright, where is the kitchen again? Kitchen is this way, right? The second door up on the wall? This is the kitchen, yes? It is, okay. Use, trophy, spigot. Exit the kitchen. Go down to the junction, left to the corner, and up. Alright, we now have a trophy full of beer. Down to the junction. Left to the corner. Go through the door to the entrance room. Go through the top right doorway to the maze, which is this one. Walk left to the corner. Up to the corner, left to the stairs. And go upstairs. Go through the first floor on the left to enter the empty room. Alright, so we have to go back to the gray uniform. Man, like, this is... There's so many steps that it's confusing even with the walkthrough. It needs to have some music now that I think about it. Well, it does have some music. It's just it doesn't play constantly. It only plays in certain sections. If you look at the soundtrack for the game, you can find it on YouTube. This version, the older version, like the total soundtrack is about 10 minutes. If you look back in the VOD, it is what I had playing during the pre-stream when I had like the starting soon screen. That's what was playing. It's basically all music from the movie, but with like the MIDI stylings. Now where were we? Oh yes. Go through the doorway, return to the maze, walk down to the corner, right to the corner, down to the junction, right to the corner. Down to the corner. Right to the corner, down to the junction. Go upstairs to the third floor. Okay. The instructions were not correct, but the go to the third floor part was correct enough that I found my way. Left to the corner, down to the junction, and left to meet Biff. No one allowed near the prisoner. Colonel's orders. Oh, this is the guy that the other guard told us about, who's like, he's a real problem if he's sober. And so now we get to offer him the entire trophy full of beer, probably. Let's see. Offer an item. Trophy. See, I would expect some sort of like drinking sound effect here, like a glug 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 glug, like something. Man, he is powering through that. And he crushes the trophy against his head. What a man. Teach you not to come up here. Oh god. Biff the Nazi is hell. I certainly did Biff the Nazi. Punch him once, he'll fall over. Walk left to the junction, down to the corner. And left to meet the guard. Say that we're on official business. Greetings, sir. I must inform you that this is a top secret zone. I'm on official business. May I pass? No, it's transmitted today. New orders. Orders. May I see them? Certainly. Do you have top secret clearance? Well, yes, I do, but I still need... Just a minute. Are you Siegfried? I was told to look for you. Oh, they've forgotten to brief me again. You may pass. Cool. Walk left to the corner, then go up. Open the door to enter a room with a blue cat. Wait, no, stop that. Room with the blue couch. Room with the blue couch. Pick up the silver key. Where there's a silver key, there must be a silver door. Exit the room. Okay, good. Walk down the corridor, right to the corner, up to the corner, and left to see 3 doors. Alright, so we're making a big C shape here. For as completionist as this walkthrough is, it feels like we're skipping a lot of rooms. Was there just a lot of red herrings around? Let's see. We'll see 3 doors. Walk towards the doors to see a closer view. One of the doors will have red wires leading through the top of it, while the other 2 won't have wires. What? Walk toward the doors to see a closer view. I'm not seeing a closer view. One of the doors will have red wires leading through the top of it, while the other 2 won't have wires. The closest I can see is this has like a red dot here. Ah, okay, you walk up to it, and then you can see whether or not it has it. Use silver key. Really? Inside? In a stone castle? There's gonna be ricochets everywhere. Ah, Dr. Jones. Yes? You have an item I want. I'm sure I can persuade you to part with it. You can either give the Grail Diary or the old book to Vogel, but there are advantages and disadvantages. Let's see. If you give the Grail Diary to him, there's a short Berlin section to get through first before reaching the airport. Although, Indy can get useful signed pass item this way, which helps on the roadblocks later on. On the other hand, if you give him the old book to him, you will skip the Berlin section completely, but have more trouble at the roadblocks. Offer one of the items to Vogel, and Indy and Henry will be taken to the first floor. We'll give the Grail Diary to him. I believe this is what you're looking for. Ah, the Grail Diary. I'm glad you decided to cooperate. Now what do we do, Junior? I don't know. I'll think of something. Tied to a chair in the armor room, pull the chairs to move right over to the mark on the floor made by... Pull chairs. Really? I mean, I guess... Wow, okay. So this is the same sort of mechanic that I took issue with in King's Quest IV. It was just like, how do we get across the swamp? Well, we expect the user to walk up to the edge of the swamp and see the little tiny islands, and then they're just going to type in jump 16 times to jump from island to island. That's how that's supposed to work, right? Alright, we're just gonna keep pulling these chairs, I guess. Oh, wait, there's something I wanted to check here. No. No. Not you. Because someone mentioned it earlier. Okay. So someone mentioned subscribing, and I never got an alert for it. So I don't know if they never did it, or if my alerts were not working properly. Could be one way or the other. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. We were slowly making our way over. Ever so slowly. I mean, I get that the whole point of doing the mechanic this way is to put the player in the character's shoes of like, well, we can't just have them like press X to struggle with this difficult task. It's like, no, we want to, for the task that is taking the characters a long time, we want to have it also take the characters a long, or take the player a long time. I still think it's a little annoying though. Alright, so now that we are here, stop that. Okay, pull the chairs to move right over to the mark on the floor made by the axe earlier. It can take a while, as the chair needs to be pulled 55 times before reaching the correct spot. Stop moving when the back of both chairs is resting on the mark. Alright, so we're not there yet. I wonder if the mark actually matters or not. Or if the mark is there to give the player a visual indicator. Do you always cut things this close? Let's see. Alright, and we already discovered this exit. Let's go. Okay. Walk right and use the motorbike. If you gave the Grail Diary to him, we'll travel to Berlin. If you gave the old book to Vogel, we'll skip Berlin and arrive at the airport. Get in, Dad. We're going to Iskendern. No, Junior. We're going to Berlin. What? We have to get the diary back. We won't survive the 3 tests of faith without it. Alright. Hold it. You've got to come over here. See? We have music. Just not much. I need to see your authorization. After roadblocks say my authorization, you insult me. Insult or not, you must have clearance. You talk this way to a senior officer? Officer, you're not in uniform. I'm operating undercover, it's classified. Classified a secret mission. Did they give you credentials? It's top secret, I have no ID. No kidding. Okay, you can go. What's with the jolly tune with Hitler? Although I do remember this scene from the movie. Well then, Doctor. Indeed. Where is it? Ah, the Grail Diary. You came back for the book? See ya. Oops. Oops. Wait a second. Now, it's probably the wrong decision, but I have the opportunity in-game to punch Hitler. So if I can save, I'm going to save, and I'm going to punch Hitler, even if it's the wrong decision. Save. New save. Punch Hitler. Okay. Nazis? I hate Nazis. And immediately dead. But we did get to punch Hitler, and that is what matters. You wish we could say that Indy went down in history as the only American ever to have punched Hitler. Unfortunately, no one ever heard about it. Okay, we'll load now. But we had the opportunity to punch Hitler, so we had to punch Hitler. It's like the law. You have to punch Hitler if you get the opportunity. I don't have either the pass or Mein Kampf. So are we just like straight up dead here? Well, give him the whip. What is this? I don't want this. Oh, that's right. That is how the scene played out in the movie. You give him the thing, and he signs the Grail Diary. Wonderful. Now let's go to the airport. There are two routes likely taking. The first route involves taking off in the biplane from the airport by following a series of instructions. And the second route involves a short section on the Zeppelin before boarding the biplane. The biplane route is the quickest and easiest route to take. The Zeppelin route is fun to try, but is longer than the biplane route and also has a difficult maze section in it. Interesting. I think we're just going to call it here for the night, though. It is getting a little late here on the East Coast. It's getting close to midnight. And we just had the opportunity to punch Hitler. And that is a great highlight to end on. So, it's been an interesting game, especially with the now this part overlaps with the movie, now this part doesn't, and so on and so forth. It does suffer a lot from early point-and-click adventure weirdness. We fumbled our way around for a while in the beginning. We did go to a guide to make a little bit more sense of it. And even then, it was not really easy to make sense of. That said, for anyone who is new here and just came in for this game, we are walking through. I am turning 40 this year, and so I'm going through 40 years of gaming history. We're going 1 year a week. So we're in 1989 this week. We've got at least one or two more games that we're going to try. We might use like some A10 tank killer, like flight simulator stuff, and other things of that nature. But 1989 is the year for this week, and we will be going forward. We're going to be hitting a lot of different stuff, a lot of big names, like seminal, like linchpins in gaming history, like Dune II, which is the first like real-time strategy game. We're going to be hitting, I think I've got Prince of Persia in the list. Like, there's a lot of stuff to get through. And also just some stuff that's pure nostalgia for me. We're going to be hitting some Lode Runner. We're going to be hitting Master of Orion. And of course, as we get to more quote-unquote modern games, we'll also be doing some big names there. Like, I plan to play Halo, like the first Halo game, which is now quite old. It came out in like 2000 or 2001. So a lot of the old classics and just other stuff that appeals to me personally or that I think has some sort of historical value. I'm having a great time going through them so far. Especially some of these older ones, going through the manuals has been great. Like going through Sid Meier's Pirates. It has like a huge manual with a lot of like historical notes in it. It's just been a good time. So if you'd like to join in for other of that stuff, you can, of course, hit the buttons, your likes, your comments, your subscribes, all that stuff, notifications, etc., etc., etc. You know the drill. You've had a billion people tell you what the buttons do. You know what they do already. That said, it is about time that we headed out. So thank you, everyone, for being here and enjoying our anti-Nazi journey. Anti-Nazi... I meant to say journey. I almost said Germany. But yeah, we got to punch Hitler. That's a great way to end the night. We punched Hitler. We died for it, but we did punch him. And that's what's important. So thank you, everyone, for being here. I know that there are a ton of different places you could be online for your entertainment, and I appreciate that you've chosen me this evening. So our next stream is probably going to be tomorrow, and maybe I'll see you there. So